Thank you very much for a nice introduction. Hello, everybody from Slovenia. I'm happy being part of such great event, and I'm happy that we are really today talking a lot about the people, about the leadership, and I'm sure that I would not be part of that great event if we would not have such technology which is enabling us cross-country and virtual events as well. So today we already heard a lot about the people and leadership. So my part today might be short summary of what we already heard from Olena and from Nicola, but still I hope that it will be still some it will be interesting presentation as well from my side. So actually the question is, which I'm asking many times, is COVID-19 the only reason business models are changing, way of working is changing, and our priorities as individuals, as employees are changing? The fact is that technology and industry 4.0, economic circumstances and globalization in our century are creating actually need and opportunities for new business structures and models, new ways of working. So in my view, COVID-19 is not the reason for new ways of work and the new leadership which we are talking now about. I would more say that COVID-19 actually pushed companies which still operated on traditional way, beginning of year 2020. Either they did not have interest to work digitally or did not invest enough to technology. And that businesses with COVID-19 transitioned actually almost overnight to virtual working models. Of course, with COVID-19, everything is becoming more faster because we were talking a lot, but COVID-19 actually bring to us the matter of urgency to transform and to adapt to the new reality. So we have so-called followers who had or have weaker digital capabilities. We had the leaders who already have strong digital capabilities, and we had waste middle companies that fall somewhere in between. So COVID made the biggest impact to the followers and to waste middle companies. Actually, many companies with COVID-19 in first wave in March, where we in our part of Europe started facing impact of COVID. Actually, many companies first time experienced work from home. Especially, I would say these were governmental companies, banking sector, manufacturing companies, and of course, many others. Within night, employees stayed at home and had to start working from home. So that companies, of course, had to ensure technology and process updates accordingly, employees being able to perform from home. So employees at that time were very engaged and very motivated to deliver and perform. In Slovenia, for example, many companies had to deal with the legislation for correct processing of work from home from the legal perspective, because our legislation defining work from home is very complex, it's very challenging. So many companies were facing here a big challenge, how to properly set up the documents, the work safety at home to be in line with the legislation. So I just recently saw some researches which are showing, for example, I read Tata Consultancy Service research, which is telling that now in the second wave, so from September on, second wave of COVID-19, productivity actually is decreasing of our employees. So some employees are, and why that productivity is decreasing is actually that some employees started missing traditional work office. So it is about the socializing, it is about the small talk with the colleagues, maybe just drinking coffee with the colleagues. Some employees don't have conditions at home to work from home. They don't have maybe enough space to work from home, because now we know that in most of the countries we are all back at home. So we have whole families at home. Having children at home, we have to help them for school as well. So we are as well teachers within our working time for our children. And also researchers are showing that employees are missing leadership, which help them succeed and perform within those days. So this is the reason why actually companies start intensively investing in development of their leaders, to being able to lead in hybrid teams, and of course, as we heard already today, in VUCA world. So we know that VUCA world in many things, we say in VUCA world are unclear, are uncertain. Many times in business, leaders feel like being in fog. So it's okay for leaders those days to openly say they don't know the answer to the employees or to some questions. They don't know how the things will go on, how the things will continue. Even it's good that leaders openly say they don't know, and they invite employees to do the things together. So in my view, this is now very important for today's leaders. And hybrid work, we heard a lot today already. It's traditional, it's work from traditional office and from home. Or we also say today, it's not only work from home, but it's work from anywhere. So actually we started more using, instead of work from home, we started using distance work. Employees can work from anywhere because technology is allowing that. And also working hours are not anymore fixed, as we heard already today. So younger generations actually are demanding for flexible work time. And some researchers are saying that overall 25% of employees in the future will use distance work for their employment. And depending on industry, for example, manufacturing industry will use less distance work. For example, IT, consultancy, or industries will work distance, will use distance work almost 100%. So in my view, to employees, it's important to give sense. Employees to feel I matter, I belong, and I believe. Because this is then where employees are getting passion and engagement. So for today's work in hybrid teams, it's important that we enable to the employees communication tools like Zoom, Webex, Skype, Mural, Slack, Box, and other digital platforms. Then that we have enabled leaders being able to lead in the hybrid teams. it's important we have employees with the personal responsibility and employees being able to work independently. And of course, as we heard already today, very important is culture of trust. So actually, today we are talking about 4 P's in the business, in sustainable business. And this is about the people, about the purpose, about the planet, and about the profit. And that's why we need as well the leaders to support that kind of sustainable business and that 4 P's, which I just mentioned. So important for leaders in those days is as well integrity, to have the growth mindset, support diversity and inclusion. Also important, as we heard, it's empathy and emotional intelligence. Employees, we see that employees are following leaders who walk the talk and respect social responsibility. So as well, we heard already today that leaders should be resilient and as well try to help employees in resilience. So what is important for leaders? As we heard, it's trust. Try to build with each individual great relationship to understand the individual, and with that building the trust. Leaders should listen rather than talk to the employees. Leaders should make sure that everyone within the team are heard and are able to talk and to speak. Leaders should be open for any ideas and suggestions of the employees. Leaders should ask rather tell to the employees what to do. That's why coaching is one of the most important leadership competencies in those days, because with coaching, we as the leaders are helping employees to come to some new ideas, to be more innovative and to get some great conclusions. So it's important leaders to allow employees to fail, and as well to help employees to learn from that failures. This is very important in those days. As well, we heard already that micromanagement is not something what we prefer in those days from the leaders. And as well, it's very important leaders to promote agile work within their employees. So it's very important as well, proactive feedback, or actually timely feedback. And with that, it goes about the recognition and as well about the constructive feedback, because timely recognition, positive feedback is actually motivating employees and even more engaging. As well, the constructive feedback is helping employees to improve, because without feedback and constructive feedback, employees don't know what they should improve, or maybe what they should change in their daily work. So as well, it's very important that leaders are transparent, and leaders are using the objective assessments for their employees. So leaders, whenever they are assessing employees, it's good to use the facts being taken for those assessments. As well, encouraging teams to continuously developing skills, upskilling, reskilling, so what we heard already today, it's very important. So leaders, again, should be walk the talk in this area as well. And as well, providing very important sense of the mental and physical health to the employees. So health and safety is very important those days, and it will stay in the future as well. Understanding employees' needs, it's very important. Respect employees' values, and maybe that employees' priorities are changing within the days. This is as well respect, and as well understanding. This is very important for the leaders. Supporting flexible work or needs for employees, and as well happiness on workplace and valuing employees is very important those days. So I would say we need Cervantes leadership today and in the future.
Very good, very well said.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.